Okay, astrology time. Whoops. Hey, let's go. So, Shane here, daily-astrocat.com. So, today is the 2nd of June. So, Moon is in Capricorn. So, let's get to it, shall we? Got a lot of astrology to talk about here. It's going to take patience and time to work through our latest challenges. Kind of like a song, right? So, hey, these challenges exist and opportunities appear to abound. So, they're real thanks to Jupiter in Cancer. Mercury in Cancer is leading us towards a family and forcing us to think creatively in newer and older ways. What do you mean by that, Shane? Well, I used to do a weekly show to supplement the daily content. I also used to do shows for lunations, the new moon and the full moon, and sign changes, the seasonal ones that I've done, right? Yeah, those have been most recent. Perhaps a lifestyle change is necessary to make that happen for me. Now, what does this mean for you? Well, there's something to think about, right? Lifestyle changes to try to get to more creative things that we need to be doing, right? Or productive things. So, all the relevant things to contemplate with Jupiter in Cancer as our leading planet. These are all relevant things, right? We can think about these. That was awkward, but that's okay. It's late. With an eye on the practical, read into that as you may. We will look to meet a few challenges today. Yep, we will. The sun sextile Saturn is compelling as the moon is square Saturn. So we got a bunch of Saturn friction here, right? We got things we got to get through. This is one of those growth phases. This is one of those points where we're just kind of going through it. It's like a cataract or something, on the Nile, where the water has to be forced through. Something like that, right? They built dams on those because they kind of naturally squeeze that flow down. The tough issues can be discussed, okay, and resolved through creative and determined action. Oh, we got some determination in there, too. And today's keyword is address. And not ours on our physical address, but addressing some of the things that we need to be doing. So this is not easy energy to work with, but our color is charcoal gray. I'm thinking more like the light powdery one rather than the actual color of charcoal, right, which is kind of black. So look, the rabbit holes, they're still there. Oh, boy, are they ever. Okay, Gemini season is getting more and more complex. I saw a news comment on TikTok about the sister of the president of Ireland being detained by Israeli authorities last month. Now, despite being on social media, this was broadly verified, okay, in the comments and people citing things and everything like that. Most people are shocked to learn of this in this manner. People in Europe were like, hey, this is common knowledge. You guys are late to the party. And it's like, no. People in this country were like, I'm just learning this today. I'm just finding this out right now. So, look, I got to tell you, most people were shocked by that. And honestly, I am too, because I'm on news feeds almost every day between Apple News and Google News and stuff like that, right? Don't really listen to it the way I used to. I used to consume NPR quite a bit. I used to consume BBC News quite a bit. But, war tends to get me away from those things. So, since the Russian invasion of Ukraine and the escalation of things in Gaza and now the U.S. and Iran conflict, I tend to do away with the news when those things happen because it's just I don't feel like we get the proper information, put it that way. And it's just a personal feeling. Now, what have I been saying about news outlets anyway? Think about what I've been talking about in the last couple of months, and you'll see that this has a pattern. This is following an astrological pattern that I've been referencing, right? Now, about news outlets and the news media. So, look, I'm just going to leave that right there, okay? I don't want to get banned or anything like that. My long version did horrible on TikTok yesterday because they just randomly hold these things back. I have no idea why they don't release them when they do or whatever they do, and it gets like 12 views, and you're like, yay, I did that. Okay, well, fortunately, the podcast has taken off, and it got over 50 downloads. So, hey, there's something to be said for that, right? And I think those podcast downloads, those are harder to come by. It's easy to pop off, 400s, 500s, 600, 700 views on TikTok. And honestly, Instagram, the short ones, they get some traction too. It can go as high as 2,000 on Instagram occasionally. It has to be really compelling and to the point, which the long versions never are, but they're not available on most of those outlets anyway. It is on YouTube, though, so you can watch it there. So look, if I leave that right there, let's just tell you something. This isn't political, okay? It's purely business decisions. Just ask the people at NPR, right? Sure. Okay, so I'm just, and if that's not Gemini messaging, look, I don't know what is. Are we going to let this stop us? No. The answer is no. It's going to motivate people to begin to take action. Take a hard look at how to address and redress these shortcomings. Okay, it's time for us to rise up to the challenge of challenges of these times. When is the child going to declare that the emperor has no clothes? The Sun's sextile Saturn, which is happening today, may uncover exactly this. Okay, so the moon in Capricorn has us looking down a few more productive rabbit holes than usual. Okay, I could make this about me, but the cats used to do that way back in the day. Daily-Astrocat was an astrology show about producing a show, but the cats were producing the show. In reality, as much fun as that sounds and as much fun as it was to do, this is about you. So, look, what are you doing? What is it that we need to be doing? Today's energies will be taking us down creatively productive rabbit holes. Now, we're talking dollars and cents here, and I'm talking dollars and cents as in income and expenses versus common sense. That's what I'm really referring to. That Moon trine Mars aspect is almost as compelling as the Moon square Saturn, and the Moon is also square Neptune. So these questions are vital for us to proceed, and we are being asked to do so in the most creative way possible. And this is where we can begin to reclaim some personal time for some of this important work that is currently being left undone. This is the good trouble that the late Congressman and civil rights icon John Lewis used to refer to. Our creative works deserve more of our time. Mercury in Cancer will confront Neptune and try to snatch some of this time away from the Neptunian distractions. Yes, instead of losing ourselves in repetitive behaviors, such as doom scrolling or perhaps substances or something like that, we will need to use this short moon in Capricorn as an opportunity to reorganize the way that we are structuring our time for our own creative purposes. Does that sound good? Sure it does. Now, let's get to our event, shall we? In 1953, on this date, the coronation of Queen Elizabeth in Westminster Abbey occurred in London, England. On this day in 1953. And our birth is in 1940. It's Earl Young. Earl Young is an American session and touring drummer, considered the father of the disco beat. He was part of the Philadelphia soul scene back in the 70s. He's with the Tramps and MFSB. Don't know what MFSB is, but that's okay. The Tramps did Disco Inferno. He actually won a Grammy with that, with the Saturday Night Fever soundtrack with that. So, Young he's called the inventor of the disco style, drumming. And that was really came from Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes, The Love I Lost from 1973. He did a lot of his R&B work, had that anyway, but he had that four on the floor sound with those alternating hi-hats and the open and close. Exactly. Dance music. All over the place, right? So am I. Gemini season, right? Productive rabbit holes. Let's recap, shall we? Today's keyword is address, as in not the physical address here, but how we're going to address the things that we need to be addressing. And the color is charcoal gray. And that's all I have for you. Appreciate and love every single one of you. Comments, love them. There was a bunch of them yesterday. I'm really digging that. Come on, guys. Let's keep them coming. I like writing back to you. Today is a 5. Happy astrocatting.